Hey everybody, it's Luke over at Galaxy Tech Review, and today I've got a product from Tecware. This is the Spectre Pro, a backlit mechanical gaming keyboard that you can check out on Amazon at the time of this review for $69, and I'll have that link in the description below, as I always do, so that you guys can check it out. Now, ever since I reviewed the Phantom Pro keyboard by Tecware about a year and a half ago, it has been my daily keyboard for gaming, and I have not had any issues with it and have loved it. So I'm interested to see what they've changed in the Spectre Pro. We're going to dig into this now, and I'll be right back. Okay, so once you get everything out of the box, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get the main unit itself. And as you can see, it's a 104 key keyboard, no 87 key variant available yet on the Spectre Pro. So if you don't mind having that number pad on the right hand side, then you'll be good to go, and I do not. And also addition of the jog wheel at the top right, which is your dedicated volume jog wheel, which is an add since the Phantom keyboard. Now they do give you a couple pullers here. This is going to be a keycap puller, and then of course you're going to have a switch puller. This takes Outemu switches. This version has the brown. They also have a blue and red version of the switches as well. And you can see here that they've got some resistance to them, but they're less clicky than blue or red. I have been using a Phantom keyboard by Tecware, and it's the red key version. And this one is a lot more silent than the other one was, I can tell you that much. And I do enjoy the typing experience on both. Now, pulling the keycaps are super simple, and as you can see, we've got the brown keys here, and they are hot swappable. They're not soldered into the board, so I can actually pull these keys if I need to. And again, the brown switches are nice because they're a lot less clicky, a lot more silent than blue switches and or red switches. They still give you that mechanical feel, but they've got more of a silent. I wasn't really aware of how loud the other ones were, the red switches, until I started using the brown switches. So again, I can hot swap these if I want to. You can pull these, you can replace them with red switches. They have to be Outemu though. They will not use cherries, but they do give you an extra 4 with the packaging as well. Okay, so let's look at just the keyboard build itself. You're going to get this USB Type-C to USB, and they're both gold-plated. It's a nice thick braided cable, and it's nice and long, going to be able to reach your PC, no problem. And it's detachable, which is awesome. So if you need to take your keyboard out, you can detach it right off the top of your desk. You don't have to like reach around behind your PC to do that, to clean the keyboard, or if you're going to take it somewhere or do anything like that, you can do that. Now, it does have this LED strip. This is something new since the Phantom keyboard that goes all the way around the outside of the keyboard to accent your desktop. So this is an addition that they added along with that jog wheel that I pointed out earlier. You've got some risers on the back here to kind of help you with height when you're typing. You did hear the typing test, and I kind of was aggressively typing on it just so that you could hear how loud it could possibly get. Now, nobody's going to be really typing that loud, but you can tell that they're definitely lower clicky sounding than blue switches. I really like the brown switches. I'm kind of happy with them myself. Now, this is an all plastic build. Now, there is definitely some metal on the inside of the keyboard because it is a fairly weighty keyboard, so it can't all be plastic, but the outer shell is all plastic, kind of reminiscent of the Phantom keyboard, and they've kept in line with that. Okay, so let's talk RGB modes. This is your default mode that I've got up here that will come up. You've got that RGB strip all the way around the outside and with the RGB lighting around the volume wheel as well. Those can only be changed via the software, which we'll go over right after I show you the built-in modes here. Now, your function key and up and down arrows are going to take you through 4 levels of brightness. So you've got 4 levels of brightness there, and the brightest level is pretty bright. The left and right arrow keys will take you through either changing certain animations from going left to right, or the speed of the animation, either slower or faster. Using the function keys, we can go through a bunch of different modes here, and I'll let you guys check out all of the modes that we've got. There's 12 built in here that you can check out. Here's a couple of the reactive modes. They've got one that kind of spirals out, and then if you go again, they've got one that's kind of a per key lit reactive mode, which is kind of cool if you don't want full on RGB. Now you've got your rainbow modes here, depending on whether these are kind of going around in a circle clockwise or counterclockwise, and of course you can change the speeds on those as well to make them faster or slower using the function and right or left keys, as I had stated before. Again, we've got some more modes here, and there are 12 of these. I will allow you guys to check out all 12, and then we will jump into the software where you can actually go in and you can really customize all of these keys per individual key. So you can make this any way you want it. We'll check that out in a second. Okay, so here's the software that you can get here to control all your lighting effects. You're going to have to enable it to do LED editing mode, and as you can see, it brings up the on-screen keyboard here where you can drop down all of those modes that we saw earlier, and you can set one if you want to, and it's an instantaneous set on the keyboard. So as soon as you click it, it will actually show up on the keyboard even without clicking apply. This is an interesting mode. This is where you can pretty much set a couple different presets. This one is for FPS, but there are some for MMOs and other things such as custom settings as well. You can actually erase keys, and if I don't want the 5 key to be illuminated, I can erase that. Or you can highlight keys as well, turn them any color you want. So if I want 5 to be red, I can do that. And I can do this for any key on the keyboard. So I can make this exactly my own setup, and then of course save it if I want to. So it's got a lot of functionality as far as that goes. So if I want number 5 to be purple, I can make number 5 purple, and etc. There's endless customizations here. At the bottom, you're going to see we have a USB polling rate here. It goes from 125 hertz all the way to 1000 hertz, 1000 being the default. You can change from multicolor and other colors here to really just kind of make your own mode. If I want everything to be all white, I'll just deselect multicolor and change the color to all white, and it will be all white. The brightness can be adjusted there. The LED side LED modes can be adjusted here, and the volume wheel LED modes can be adjusted here as well. And you've got several different settings, including solid colors for both the volume wheel and the side LED modes to match whatever you would like to do. Now, unfortunately, you can't just hotkey that. These two things. You have to use the software to do the LED modes, or they'll just kind of be a breathing RGB and may stick out on whatever lighting build you want. But you can easily go to tecware.co and download the software that you're using, and seeing right now that to be able to really customize this keyboard to its fullest extent. And they've done an awesome job with this. You've got several different profiles you can set. Profile 1, 2, and 3. So if I want to quickly go through, I can. Macros can also be recorded on this keyboard and then used. So if you're into a game where you really like to use macros, or a program even that you use macros in, you can easily add macros with this software. So this software suite by Tecware is really a full-fledged software suite that will allow you to ultimately customize this keyboard per key, or down to the individual key, to your liking. So that's my review of the Tecware Spectre Pro Backlit Mechanical Gaming Keyboard. What Tecware has done is built on the success of their Phantom keyboard, which I have been using for the last year or year and a half, the red switch version. This one adds LED accents, a full-blown volume wheel on the right-hand side, detachable USB-C cord, just a lot of things. They've built on that success of the Phantom line and added it to the Spectre Pro. Now, bundled with their excellent software, you can really customize this and make it your own down to the individual key. You can add macros and so forth. So Tecware is really definitely got a winner on their hands with the Spectre Pro, just as they already had with the Phantom keyboard. This was Luke from Galaxy Tech Review. I hope you enjoyed the review of this keyboard. If you did, please leave me a comment or question in the comment section below. Remember to like, and if you guys have not subscribed yet, please do so, because that always helps me out, and I'll check you guys out on the next video.